We begin with this, America, talking about you. Millions of Americans are waking up with fewer restrictions this morning on their daily lives. Federal guidelines to slow the spread of the coronavirus expired at midnight, so now at least 33 states have now eased their own rules, while some other states extend orders to stay home. And reported infections continue to rise. Tony?
The states extending restrictions include Michigan, which has the third most deaths in the country. Hundreds of people protested at the state's capital in Lansing yesterday, including some with guns, demanding the governor end her stay-at-home policy. And across the country, in California, large crowds on beaches in Orange County, California last weekend led the state's governor to order them closed starting today. Let's get to Carter Evans in Huntington Beach, California. Carter, good morning. How's that decision being received?
Not so well. There's a lot of frustration here in Huntington Beach. People feel the governor is overreaching. Well, the governor says it's really just a matter of public health. It's the same back and forth, push and pull across the country as different states take different paths towards reopening.
The images we saw on a few of our beaches were disturbing.
California Governor Gavin Newsom is cracking down, closing Orange County beaches over concerns that crowds last weekend were jeopardizing public health.
When you pull back too quickly, you literally put people's lives at risk.
But his order frustrated some Orange County residents.
I'm going to come here anyway. What are they going to do? They're going to try and arrest me?
And some local officials.
Were you surprised at the governor's announcement?
I was a little surprised and quite disappointed. He's singling out Orange County. It's uncalled for.
In Michigan, the Democratic governor extended the state's coronavirus emergency declaration by executive order Thursday night after the Republican-controlled legislature declined to do so.
The worst thing we could do is to abandon all social distancing, to pretend like we are done with COVID-19 and resume life as it was.
This after defiant protesters again demonstrated at the state's capital, demanding an end to the statewide stay-at-home order. At least 6 states recently extended their lockdown orders into May, but even more states have just relaxed their social distancing guidelines. That means businesses in some states are reopening with limits, potentially providing economic relief to some of the 30 million plus Americans that filed for unemployment in the last 6 weeks. In Texas, restaurants can begin dine-in services today, operating at 25% capacity.
We just got to make sure whoever needs to work the most is working the most at the moment.
Chuck Ganem owns 2 House of Pies restaurants in the Houston area and employs 130 people. He says while they're ecstatic to come back, they're also being flexible.
We're all happy that we're going to be back together, but we just have to take as many precautions to make sure that everybody stays healthy as much as possible.
Now, there will be a rally right here in Huntington Beach today, one of several around the country, really, to protest lockdown conditions. And in at least half a dozen states, workers for companies like Instacart, Amazon, and FedEx will be protesting working conditions during the pandemic. Anthony?
Carter, thank you.